Here's a riddle. How do you launch a brand new church with 100 years of history? You merge the two churches together.
I lived in this area over 25 years now. I never gave this church a time of day. I never even considered it a church till I needed spiritual help. And back in 2018 is when I made this my home.
My grandma brought me to this church when I was about 11, so around 1974. There were a lot of teenagers here. There were a lot of people here at that time.
I came to this church back in '97, and our goal was to become 100 members and then break down and plant another church. We were going to support the other church and this church and do that again. But that didn't happen. We couldn't meet our goals, and we declined in membership.
Our pastor was about to leave, so our attendance had gone down and we had a few challenges. And then COVID broke out.
Those were tough moments for a man like me, a person like me that needs to be in a congregation, that needs to have that fellowship.
It was very important to all of us to keep together.
I committed myself that as much as they want to stay alive, I will stay and support them and keep them up. So I seek for pastors.
So we were a church looking for a place to be. We were looking all over the city for any spot we could possibly meet in person because we were really starving for that. And Ken happened upon this church that had a very similar name to our church.
And they said, hey, during the COVID-19 pandemic, use the parking lot, set up a tent, and go for it. And I went to Nelson, who was stewarding this church, and I said, hey, this thing in the parking lot's kind of working for us. Could we sign a contract for a year? And he said, well, hold off on that, because I've been talking to the members, and they actually would really like it when you guys are ready with the COVID restrictions to move indoors.
One of the members in our meeting suggested that while we're renting to this group in a tent, why don't we allow them to use the building instead, and that way we can benefit of the Word of God and everything all together.
And then a few more conversations actually led to us saying, what if it was more than just us renting space? Like, what if we came together as two churches? What if we became one church? After lots of prayer and